We are live, I think. What's happening, Crypto Fam? Happy Monday. Good afternoon and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. Today we're going to talk about the world I'm building, the game I'm building. Excuse me. I say world because the engine we're using here that you see behind me now, Unreal Engine, is legitimately unreal, and you can build an incredible amount of stuff within it. Many applications, but as I say, we're building a game for entertainment purposes, but make no mistake, this can be used for educational purposes. You could make a world where people just walk around in virtual reality and they come into contact and interact with puzzles. We'll get into it. It's absolutely incredible. We have started with a world, so we've got some assets and we're putting levels together. So I'm just going to give you a little gist of how mine's going to work and how I'm putting it together. And then when we get to the final actual landscape of the moon, which is the first location of my world. Again, I say world, but you could build an actual universe, like No Man's Sky are, full of planets and locations where you can visit. So let me get the chat. What have I got live chat here? Live chat, what's happening? Michael and Darcy. The chat wasn't appearing at first, and I had to pop it out before I even saw your comments. Got a bit of a dry mouth and a dry throat this afternoon, so apologies for that. So I'm building a sci-fi world / game. It's likely going to start, everything I mention in this video is subject to change. That's first and foremost. From the way you see the players and the characters moving to the actual layout of the levels, it's all subject to change. The only thing that's pretty much set in stone is the moon landmass that we've created in the Unreal Engine. The rest of it's subject to change, but we'll give a little gist of what we're creating. So we've got this laboratory here of the sci-fi world. This is basically a research center. This is where we'll start the game. So I might as well just go in and click play. So Aaron, yes, Crypto, yo, June. Can I knock the sound up a little bit? Is it low? Yeah, apologies. Let me just have a look. Now it is in the red now and then, but I can bump that up for you. No problem. Advanced audio, mic, aux. Let me just give it a few decibel. Bump, 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 bump. Goes too loud now, you'll have to let me, or just knock your TV down, but you'll have to let me know. Has it gone better? It's gone better, June. Hospital with med beds, exactly, Michael, which is why it's all subject to change, because I want a futuristic game, but I mean, are they still going to have them water bottles in 100, 200 years? Is bed, I mean, that's a decent sci-fi futuristic bed, to be perfectly honest, even though the hospital layout is the same. So if you go on the Unreal Engine marketplace and type in hospital, for around £8, you'll receive this asset. This is the overview level that they basically build for you to get an idea of what you can add on to the asset. Basically, the player's going to wake up, and again, this is a fully clothed mesh. It's a fully clothed guy, and I can't really break his mesh down. And let me just press V to debug the camera. I can have a look at his, if I figure out how to do it. Go on, keep moving, lad. No, the other way, lad. There you go. We can... I need an artist to split that mesh so he's got like pants, legs, torso and stuff, and I'll show you why in a bit. But this is a fully clothed asset, but I'm hoping in the end that we're gonna wake up here in the game and you're gonna have to go get some gear, find out what's happened. We'll basically be exploring this level, getting the gist of the stories. The character's not really going to know who they are. They're not going to remember who they are. They're a human that's basically, for the gist of the story, they're a human that's been put on one table, and they wake up on the other table as this machine. Still humanoid, but no longer fully organic, and not quite a cyborg. It's like I say, we're going futuristic, we're going nanotechnology. We're going to explore this level, basically, and we're going to add on to it. This is where it comes to the end. It's all, what the fuck? That's how much space you get to escape that. Now, we're all the way below the level there because we've gone where we went. It followed the character. So I'm going to zoom back up to that. And basically that's where they've got up to. You can see I've added this on, and I've not really, the lighting's not really been done. We're going to add some more rooms, add some objectives to the rooms, some levels, and then round here where I have, let me click play to get back on him. He's starting at the player start. I've actually added doorways round here. So we're going to show you how it can become a world, and it doesn't have to be just this one level. If you see at the bottom, there's multiple maps, and we're inside Moon Lab at the moment. But you can see there's a few more levels there that we can actually travel to. So in the end, it doesn't work yet, but in the end, you can see we're changing aesthetic here. We're going to a different place. So basically, the door's going to open, and again, it's not been built yet. But we're going to put a trigger volume here. It's called a trigger volume. Now, the trigger volume is the same thing that's doing that door. So if I edit the lab door, we get this in the Unreal Engine, and this is what's telling the door how to work within the world. It's a little bit easier in the viewport. So you see that red box? That's the trigger volume, that when a player enters that box, it tells the door to open within the world. Trigger volumes can be set up to do a hell of a lot of things. They're absolutely incredible. Like I say, it's unreal. It really is unreal. Yes, Pix Gaming. Yeah, and I'm going to try and stream more often. What I need to do is start streaming as I develop the level, because I'm doing that much development on the level. I don't really get time to stream. Like today, now I'd much rather be just building the landscape, which I might actually do towards the end of the level. Or start streaming, to the end of the stream, should I say, or start streaming more often when I'm doing a bit of the development. So back to the trigger volume. We're going to hit a trigger volume eventually in here when we get a certain key card. We're going to have that door open, but then there's going to be a locked door, and it's like, go and get the key card. And you're going to be like, oh, what the fuck, where's the fucking key card? You're going to be in here like looking for the key card. Where's it going to be? Where's it going to be? Little tip, you're getting inside information here. That's the current chosen spot for a key card. Not the key card, a key card. So if you can remember that, you'll know where one of the first key cards are when you come to play the game. I don't know if we've got scaling issues here. I mean, nah, he's just a tall robot guy, mate. He's tall in the door, and the camera will have to deal with it. When we hit the trigger volume, we're going to get the key card. We're going to come through the trigger volume. And again, this could be a game where we've had to do a puzzle. We've had to solve a mystery. We've had to do any kind of puzzle. We've had to do this, that in the right order. And there's been little clues left about the level that enabled us to be able to figure out what we had to do. And when we've done it, again, we've got the key card, and it's like, right, go to the next level. And when we get in to the actual trigger volume, it will take us to a different level, and it's going to be outside. So we'll have finally got outside. So if I load the persistent map, we'll save whatever we did there. Crypto Trapper, it's the game I'm actually building with with the plan that it ends up an open world game, or an open world integrated with blockchain in the future. Blockchain will come when we start adding the assets and stuff. We've got to do a lot with the inventory system and the character movement and stuff, because I've got kind of two different characters at the moment, and one moves really well and has the footsteps and stuff like you've heard, and one doesn't move quite as well but has the weapons and the reload animations and stuff. So we've kind of got to reverse engineer the two and merge them together. This is taking a while to load because it's me main world. It's got a hell of a lot of actors and stuff on it, and it's quite big. Where can I find the builder's app? The app for this is Unreal Engine. It's now this is going to give me a load of grief rendering this world and streaming the video at the same time. Gone the right way there. That's going to be outside the hospital. So this will be inside here. We're going to build a trigger volume that receives the player from the other trigger volume. So when you walk into the trigger volume in the hospital, it's going to bring you out here, and then you'll run out through that door, and it'll just feel like you've left the hospital, you've left the lab, the research center. There's a lot to build out here. This is always visible at the moment. If I come down to the bottom, I've got like Moon Lab entrance. If I click hide there, it just disappears and bring it back. And if I right click and go change streaming method and stream by blueprint, what that basically means is we can stream by blueprint and make it disappear. So if we was up here and it's out of view, that doesn't need to be streamed. Once you've left that crater, there's absolutely no reason for them actors to be in this world. It's only when you actually approach this crater, walk over the top, and you want to see it. You could even introduce something like it's masked. It's masked, and the trigger volume's only here. And when you get here, that'll appear. And it had an invisible force field around it that made it so you couldn't see it. You could actually implement that into your game lore to save on trigger volume sizes and where they're planted. By the time we get out here, we're going to have to make our way to the main outpost, which is down here. Let's see what player we've got here at the moment. BP mode, right, so let's go to ALS mode. So this is the character movement I want. And it's very Grand Theft Auto. Very Grand Theft Auto kind. You'll be able to invest in it, Crypto Trapper, when I've built a little bit more. Once I mean, I wanted to get to a position where everybody could look at it and be like, "Yo, this is a world here. This is a world." I could introduce this now, this landscape, as it is for testers, 100%, because it needs to be done eventually. I'm just not in a position to pay for an ad for a server yet, because we're gonna run round spots here, and there's gonna be holes and craters here, because this is done on a height map from the actual moon. So no doubt there'll be craters that we fall in, holes that we can fall in that we're not going to be able to get out of. And it's a big landscape that I've built. So eventually I need a faster computer next year. I really do need a faster computer to be able to build a studio properly and build this game the way I want to. I need a faster computer, so I'm potentially going to do a GoFundMe for the faster computer, and that will obviously guarantee access to the game for life, regardless of whether it's a free game, a paid game, or what game. It will give inside info, and you'll also get free NFTs. Inside info, I mean, in regards to some locations and drops. Whenever we're dropping something new and all that, you'll get exclusive information on that, so basically you'll know it's coming before anyone else does. Regarding the NFTs and all that, you'll be given NFTs if they invest, and then to hire developers and stuff, down the line, if that needs to be done, we will be looking at, go on, get up there. We'll be looking at maybe a Kickstarter or a private investment. But I don't know. I just want to build the world for now. I don't want to be worrying about anything like that at the moment. Until I get stuck where I literally can't do any more myself. Or my computer can't handle it. My computer literally doesn't load the level anymore. There'll come a point where I'm like, fuck, I need help. But at the moment I'm still building and I'm still getting there. We're still progressing. Crypto fail we'll be using just the standard Unreal Engine license at first, which basically it's nothing. It's completely free to use for as long as, I think it's £100,000 a year, until your game is actually making £100,000 a year. You actually get it for free. Or worst case scenario, 5% to 12% being sold on the Epic Games game store. I think it's 30% on Steam. But yeah, you can use it until you're earning so much. There's different tiers of licensing. But you can see this character here has been moving about pretty sick. His jump fall's good. He's got a roll. He's got a crouch where he can move crouching. Like I say, you can hear his footsteps. Let me know if the character's loud or not as well, because I'm going to be firing a gun soon. This guy sprints. Get out of crouch, mate. Sprints. He can climb. Or, I can't remember what they actually call that. But it's got these animations in him to do this. And the other character can't do that. But the other character's set up with an infantry. So we need to join them both. Oh. What blockchain am I thinking? To be perfectly honest, at the moment, I'm looking at Cardano. I need to increase the height of his jump. What the hell, bruh? Can he not get up there, then? Oh, advanced movement. That mustn't be climbable. I'm thinking Cardano. I've got these guys. So these are the enemy at the moment. I'm debating either like ITF. There's going to be an interplanetary task force. Like I said, we're on the moon. Interplanetary task force, the ITF. And this is going to be a soldier of the ITF in the base. And there's also going to be corrupt AI. And infected, mutated humans. I've had to delete all previous characters though, because we've got this new character system and everything that I was struggling to make up. These basically give them us. Now this here, I purchased this. This was like 40-50 quid. This wasn't messing about. But it gave me the infantry set up. It gave me the AI set up. It gave me that vendor set up. I added the mesh to him. I've put that mesh on him. So if I click. Well, if I click the actual vendor, the skeletal mesh is a custom character figure that I purchased as well. Again, you can get free assets on the engine, don't get me wrong, but they don't look anywhere near as good as you'd probably want them for your game. If you're going to purchase them in the end anyway, you might as well just bite the bullet and get some to start with, because you're going to want good meshes to then give to somebody to customize yourself. And if I come down to the bottom here in my content, character factory, there's the sci-fi soldier I bought. There's the customized soldier I bought. So if I come to meshes, got full skeleton, part skeleton, all his bags and his shin pads and everything, the separate parts, and he can swap his head. So I'm going to give this to a 3D artist, and hopefully he can mix it up and adapt it a little bit and customize it even more, rather than just giving him a full mesh that's not that detailed, that's basically a poly mesh. and it just doesn't look as good as you want it to look. 1 sec, I've got my cat moaning to get out of my room. Come on, lad. Sleeps 22 hours a day and decides to wake up while I'm live. Jesus wept. So these meshes, these were just random colours and blue. So I put that little energy thing on them. So they're basically, as you can see, oh, that got a bit big, didn't it? We need to lower the size of that helmet there. Gee, that's clearly too big to be an helmet. I made them a little bit bigger so it was glowing on the outside, basically. But we'll adjust that. But it's basically shielding, energy shields. So I showed you the ALS character. That's the advanced locomotion. It's actually free on Unreal Engine. So the character you saw me in a minute ago that was climbing, that was running about, that ALS mode character. This one. This character is completely free. Again, I purchased the mesh I've put on him. But the character movement, the advanced locomotion, is actually free. So you can put that straight in your game. You can see we've got details in the hub. We can hide the hub with H. It is actually tab, but I changed it to H for hub. Show hide HUD. We can click Q and change to rifle. And then we've got a rifle in our hand. Don't fire yet, but we can then move with a rifle. I really like this because it's got the sprint. It's still got the jump, still got the crouch with a weapon. Aim, crouch. The only thing is it's not set up to fire. It's not set up to interact with the world. Again, we can press Q, go torch, and if the mesh actually had a light on it, it'd light up the corridor, and he's just running along with a torch. And again, don't forget that, although that's up and down, if you've ever played Grand Theft Auto, when you hold the button and you go on the circular menu, it's just the same. That's just a virtual one. So it's basically just changing character movement. Like, I mean, hands tied behind the back. That's pretty good for AI. If we now make him walk, he'll just walk with his hands behind his back. Walk out here. You can see these AI are moving about, but they're not going to recognize this guy. They're not going to care about him. So again, these will need resetting up eventually. But if you look at them, how they've got the glow. They've got their meshes on. They've got body armor on. Like futuristic shields. It would have just looked like normal body armor, but I'll put an effect on it. Particle effect. So if we come out of the game, get back in it, I'll show you the other character that you can get with... What's it called? Jigsaw Inventory. The Jigsaw Inventory. And then these boxes, I changed the meshes of them. I've put them meshes on the boxes, but if I come to world settings, now we're going to change it now to BPMP game mode. It's going to go BP jig character, BP player control. This is now the player control from the vendor game, from the, like, all the blueprints set up with that vendor, with these boxes, the interact, it's all through this character, not the ALS character. So if we now click play, we'll come on with someone completely different now. He's going to look the same. He's just got a backpack on. But you notice you can't hear his footsteps anymore. His movement's slightly different. He's clearly wearing a mask. You can see the white glow of his mask. But I can interact. F to interact. And I've got an infantry tab to come out of that. That's why I changed tabs. So we're going to get a gun off the vendor. We need to pick up some body armor. We need the ones with basically some gloves. So if we go back to the inventory now, the pants. We need to put ammo in the pants, or we can't reload. So which one's the ammo box now? Attachments box, the stash, ammo. It's not even in that one. There we go. So let's put some, I don't even know which mag's which or what's for what at the moment, but we'll just put them both in so we can potentially reload. We're going to press 1, and now we've got that. We've got the actual the actual animation montage of him equipping the weapon there. Now you don't get that in the other one, but you don't necessarily need it. Not everyone cares that much about how realistic it is. Now, as you can see, if we've got no turning animation, he's just moonwalking. Now, I don't like that, me. I know, yeah, the main Cardano and the blockchain I want to put it on, it's mainly to do with cost and stuff, mate. I'm not having people, and I'd like people to create their own NFTs and within it somehow. You know when people do screenshots in games and you upload screenshots and stuff? Well, people can get some really good screenshots at times, and I'd like them to be able to make that an NFT within the game, create their own within the game, and I don't want them to cost an absolute bomb for people to create NFTs within the game. I don't want it to cost an absolute bomb for people to buy the NFTs I create. Seeing some games now, and it's absolutely ridiculous. You have to pay like 30 quid to buy a key to a portal that you'll get for running around a level for an hour. Like, that, the economies in the ones emerging are not really shaping up to be what we was expecting a couple of years ago, should we say. So, see, like that there, now it's just swinging. Some might not mind that, but I prefer the ALS movement, so we're probably going to go with that character. But eventually, this guy don't even sprint. Oh, actually, I can go third person if I want, so we can actually look through that and have that gun there. That is a little bit better, even though he's moonwalking. That I can actually live with that. It feels 10 times better. It's just the third person one feels really bad when it's turning. So it's something to think about. And he can actually lean, this guy. Lean around corners, which is pretty sick. I basically just want you to see the animate, the AI. Target spotted.
Target spotted.
Target spotted. So I've got the shield on as well. Can you see it glowing around me? Like the armor. It's got durability. It's been given durability. If I shoot this guy in the head, he's just gone. Boom. See you, mate. You should have wore the head armor, bruh. You should have wore the head armor, bruh. Because the other, my guy here.
Target spotted.
See, received damage, received 34 damage. It took a while to kill him because he was hitting the armor first. If he's got out armor, see, his armor went to nothing. There's no durability left. We could basically potentially set up a game mode like this and have people run around this. Brah, brah. Get dead, bro. Get dead, bro. Give me your weapon, bruh. So basically, in the future, all these pickups, again, like Six Dragons, it could be an NFT, it could not be an NFT, and you could have the opportunity to put it as an NFT on the blockchain if it wasn't at a tiny little cost of a cryptocurrency. Again, I'm not in a rush to whack in the blockchain. Target spotted. Headshot, bruh. Headshot, bruh. I'm not in a rush to figure out the blockchain stuff, and I'm still trying to figure out the gaming stuff. Like, I need the ALS. I mean, I might just roll with this, you know, and bin the ALS guy off. If I fell in love with the climbing, the crouch. I mean, it's not going to be hard to add a crouch to this and a sprint.
Target spotted.
I mean, if he was shooting me now, I'd be getting murked, mate. Yeah, get dead. I don't like how he's not got a sprint. I can't remember how many of them are put in the level. But basically, if we come out now, let me just show you here now. Nav. So the world outline, or it's called a Nav Mesh Bounds there. Nav Mesh Bounds. I'm going to press P. Come on, show me. Show me. There we go. So that green stuff there is where those artificial intelligent characters are allowed to move in. That's their space. That's their Nav Mesh Bounds, where they can go. And obviously if where there's no green, they literally can't go. It's interesting because they can be characters that help you. They don't necessarily have to be an enemy, do they? And if we go in to the Jig Infantry demo, we're going to go AI, the assets. Now, this is the controller. This basically controls the AI. So, event begin play, switch has authority, run behavior tree. Switch has authority. Well, the input, it's going to a branch, true or false. Has authority, target is the actor. It's all complicated, but you need to think of in terms of code and a computer talking to itself. So this is basically just the controller that's saying something has authority. Well, what's got authority? The behavior tree, the Jig AI behavior tree. So if we come here, we've got, the Jig AI behavior tree. This is what controls that artificial intelligence. It has it wandering, looking for a target, to wait, find random location, move to. And it just keeps circling until it's target spotted. And then it needs a shoot target. It legitimately needs, we need to add a shoot target, add the animation, the bullet and all that to the rig the gun. And he would actually shoot back at us. And we'd do that through this behavior tree. And again, make no mistake, it can be something that's going to help you or something that's going to aid you, or you can be doing, you could, let me just, I don't know if I've shown enough of this. I feel I have. This is just my world. It's my level. You've seen it. It's what I'm building in Unreal Engine. It's on the moon. Let me come all the way out so you get a gist of scale. Do you see? Oh, not that quick, Scott. Bleeding hell. Bleeding hell, Scott. That was way too fast. So you've seen him for scale. His areas in this city, in the outpost. And we're going to zoom out. And there's the crater it's in. So you can see we've already started making a pathway. You can walk to the next crater. Or we'll put something in there and some features, some objectives. But you can see what I mean by there's going to be a lot of holes where when we're testing it, when we're debugging it, there's going to be a lot of times where people fall in a hole and they're like, bruh, I can't get out of that crater, mate. We need to give me a way out of it. And be like, right, no probs. We're going to have to mark the craters, no doubt, with a location tag so I can just come in here, come straight to it and create a path out of a crater that someone's getting stuck in. But there's a level. Excuse me. And again, this is just the land mass level where we're going to have places like this. This is the only outpost that will be visible nearly all the time and might actually disappear itself once you walk away from it. So as we say, once we're here outside this crater, do we really need that outpost spawned into the level, taking up performance of the player's computer? Because that's what it's going to come down to. The player's computer is going to be trying to render this level and render this world all in one, and he's going to be trying to render 3,000 actors there. I'm going to bring it down. We need to joint meshes together. That'll be a separate video along the line. We will make this a bit of a playlist, but to explain, let me slow the camera down a little bit again to explain. Just before I get off this, and I want to open a new project. I want to go to the project screen in Unreal just to show you how different it is and how unreal it actually is. There's one little plate mesh. There's another one. 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 They're all considered actors within the level. If we look at the corner here, that's one big one. It's grouped. So you've got multiple panels there, several panels all as one, instead of one wall here, which is literally about 20 different panels all at once. So it's making 3,000 actors. You can see them there showing 2 of 3,407 actors. We need to bring that number down. And not only do we need to bring it down, when people leave places where actors are and there's no need for them, it needs to just go away. trust me, when you're playing Grand Theft Auto, when you're in the city, out back in the desert, is not being rendered on your computer. It'll start getting rendered when you've drove or flown halfway there. It legitimately will. The landmass is likely the only thing that is there all the time. And even then, if we was going to add this landmass, add landmass onto this landmass, you'd probably not generate that landmass until you was a little closer to it. Because as you can see, if we're stood here, you hardly need to see any further. Another thing, when we said before, it doesn't need to. It can be explained by tech why we couldn't see that building from the top of here, but when we get down and when we go through the veil and we go through the invisibility cloak, we can then see the building. Wow, futuristic tech. No, I was just saving on performance, bro, and it worked. Yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing, where I'm at within Unreal Engine in making a game with the sole initial purpose of gaming entertainment at first, regardless of what it builds into. Like I say, we could have a doorway in here that's a trigger volume for a puzzles world, where you go off to a puzzles world and you have to start solving puzzles and stuff. So I'm going to save all, save selected, and I'm just going to close down, because we'll bring the Epic Games launcher up now. And I'll show you all the different kinds of templates it offers you out the box. June, I think Tron, people just latch to ones currently doing it, because we still have to wait a little bit for Cardano and to see what kind of engines and what kind of platforms and stuff that will be built on Cardano. I think the fact that people are already building games on Ethereum, Tron, and other platforms like them, and Tron's cheaper than Ethereum, it would be the go-to in most people's heads at the moment, at least until we get more information and more progress on the Cardano side. The library. This is the Epic Games launcher. Everyone who's creative, who wants to build something, whether it's educational, whether it's entertaining, whether it's for other people, whether it's just for you. If you are a creator, architectural, film, animation, 2D, 3D, anything like that, seriously, I want you to download this. It's free. It's Epic Games launcher. Well, this is actually the Epic Games platform, where it's got the home, it's got the Unreal Engine, which is what we're using. So the Epic Games marketplace is actually the people that are in charge of Fortnite, the game that absolutely blew up. If we come to the marketplace, we can get a hell of a lot of free content. I don't think May's available yet, but we'll see. Now, you might see me out, get a little giddy here, guys. We might get a little free for the month. We're gone to May yet. No, we're still showing April there. That's legitimately still what was available in April, but free for the month. We got a free dog that would have usually been worth £80. So by the time we get to Earth levels, or levels where we might want a pet, we'll introduce a dog. I mean, we could introduce farm animals. We've got the house, because why not? Farm animal sounds, 26 quid. Actually not seen that one before, but there's a hell of a lot of content on here for free. Like we say, so let me just go. Advanced Locomotion is almost definitely going to come up. Oh, it might be because I've already got it. That's the running about system that we was first running about with. That's got the footsteps and everything. So if you wanted a ready-made character that can run around, and all you have to do is add the interactions, interact with artificial intelligence, interact with puzzles, interact with this, interact with that. If you want to just download it and let your kid run around that world, and as your kid gets older, learns how to adapt it and build it and how it works and make it his own, and before you know it, he's created his own little world. And I want people to just step back. I'm the reason I'm so passionate about people creating worlds that they've got in their heads and ideas that they've got in their heads is the simple fact that we've seen people become billionaires because they did it. George Lucas with Star Wars created a galaxy, became a multi-billionaire. J.K. Rowling with a Harry Potter books, she put it on paper. Now there's movies, there's games, there's comics, there's all sorts. She became a multi-billionaire. Well, she's actually not a billionaire. She gives a load away, but you know what I mean. Anyone who's creative, got a kid who's creative, should be looking at this engine. And again, I'm going to show you now that it's not just for gaming or even for puzzles. There's architecture. It's absolutely incredible. I am still happy about the dog, dude. I am. I'll hopefully have 2 currencies, Crypto Trapper. Excuse me. An in-game currency, just called credits, like 1 credit, 2 credit, 3 credit, 4 credit, dollar. It'll just be a credit. Like Star Trek, you get credits. Then there'll be obviously gold, silver, the metals. And then, yeah, quite possibly an integrated crypto wallet if we can down the line. Again, that's all ifs and buts at the moment. The one thing I'm excited about is just getting a playable game out there, really, at first. That we can all run around and debug together. And again, I don't want to own it in the end. I want the people who play it to own it. I want the people who play it to help build it, to help create it. So what I'd really, really like to do in the end is not only implement some blockchain features with NFTs and whatnot, and like I said, the creation of the NFTs and whatnot, but I'd actually like to implement a little bit of level building, i.e. attach a landscape to the side of my moon landscape and build out your own level on the side of it. Because if we no. We're back. Are we back? Are we actually back? Am I back? I don't know how long I went off for. I just I noticed it went off. I just looked to my right and had no data. So I actually don't know how far along how far along we was then. And I was talking about implementing the inventory system into the Locomotion system because I really like the Locomotion system, and I kind of need to just get that working the way the inventory system works. Because I can't handle the moonwalk. I just can't handle the moonwalk. How far did I get with? I'm literally like where I was with the inventory and Locomotion system, because I was legitimately, I'm just winding down. I want to show people how far this actually goes, because the 4 you're seeing on there doesn't do it justice. It doesn't do it justice at all. So yeah, just another quick rundown. We've got the inventory system that we showed you where we're shooting the AI, and we bought that. We purchased that so we can re-engineer. We can see how it's all set up, and we can re-engineer it and put it in this free Locomotion system because it's a little bit more difficult, and we like the way it works with it being like GTA, the way it's just equipped really fast. And we don't need reload animations and stuff because it will pause your character. And in the kind of game we're making, we're just going to want it to be quick, like chick, 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 yeah, you've reloaded, chick, chick, yeah, you've changed your weapon. Don't need to see the player actually doing it. I don't think we do anyway. So regarding the games, you can have a blank game, first person template. And again, just because you click first person doesn't mean you have to keep it first person and you can't add a vehicle or you can't add a plane. You see GTA, they start building it a certain way, and they'll implement all the features. So if you start the first person game template, you'll be able to click add content, and I want to add a vehicle. And then again, you integrate them together. So when the first person character walks up to the vehicle, you're not in the game. You're not actually playing the character sat in the car. You're playing the car. By the time you got so far, it played an animation of your character getting in the car. Then your character just disappeared, and your character then, the player character, was just the car until you get out. Then it plays an animation of your player getting out the car, and you're back in control. So again, you just start on first person flying. You start how you want your player to start, in my opinion. If you want to start third person, you'll go on the third person one. You'll add a first person character and put a button to click. But again, if you purchase the Locomotion, the advanced Locomotion, if you download advanced Locomotion, or you just purchase the Jigsaw Infantry, you'll just get your character movement. You won't be doing this. You'll just create a project through that, and then you'll be in the project. Puzzle. So again, if you want to just do educational puzzles, you can build a landscape where people actually travel around and walk about in VR, or they walk about with a pad, or you can legitimately just have it level to level where they just touch screen, touch to direction. And again, the top down is a player character that's touched to direction. So if you've seen them games where it's like real, not just over the shoulder, but it's really over the shoulder and top down, and you've got to click to direct, or touch to direction, that's legitimately what it'll be. You'll be touching it on the iPad and it'll be going, or you'll be clicking it on the mouse. Twin stick shooter, like the old schools, handheld AR, augmented reality. You could, like Pokemon Go, if you wanted to do like a Pokemon Go style game. Got 2D slide controllers, 2D side, sorry. Got, so like the old school Sonics and stuff. Vehicle. Some people are still making some really cool games on 2D. I might add, they're just not for me anymore. I prefer open world. Got virtual reality and vehicle advance. And again, make no mistake, every single one of them could be featured some way, shape or form in a game or world that you build. It would just become a part of entering a trigger volume, it taking you from a first person game to a puzzle game, or pulling the puzzle game into your first person game. It's in C++, Unreal Engine. So if you wanted to really get down and dirty with it and understand exactly how it all works, learn a bit of C++ too. Film and television. If you was a director, you'll know what all these means. You want a blank scene, create your scene yourself. DMX scene, in-camera VFX. We can go architecture, engineering, and construction. Again, you can have blank, HoloLens viewer. Wow. Collab viewer. Again, an architecture just be like, yeah, I want that. Boom, I'm looking for that. Boom. Your kid could legitimately teach themselves to become an architect with free software. Automotive production design and manufacturing. Photo studio, HoloLens viewer. Now I want to point out the HoloLens viewer stuff is going to be redundant if you haven't got a HoloLens and they ain't cheap. Some of the architecture stuff and the robotics and the engineering of putting, you're going to get performance problems if you've only got a standard computer. Some of these have thread rippers, mate, like not just normal CPUs and PCs like we have. But for the film and gaming, and it's animation. Make no mistake, when people make the game in Unreal Engine and you see any cutscene within them games of them characters, it's just the same. And the game can't look as good as them cutscenes simply for performance issues while you're in control of the character. The montages and animations that control them characters simply can't be 8K with the current performance of our home computers. They could if you had the computer of the power that the studio who made the game has. Because it's literally, it's just they're just sequencing it. It's completely different when it comes to active play. But for film, television, and live events, you can add animated movies, animation into that. And you could build a world like I'm building, with characters like I'm building, with with the detail that's in them characters and make your own animated short. And again, it can be for entertainment to go on Netflix. It could be for educational to go on your own website, and you don't have to pay Unreal Engine until you're earning a certain amount of money off it. It's seriously, it's absolutely incredible. Let's just see if we can find a little bit of licensing info before I go. It is June. It's like I struggle to get it into. I mean, look here now. Look, learn. We're gonna come here to learn. So we've got the Epic Games. We're on the Unreal Engine. So again, if we go to home, it's gonna bring us to the actual Epic Games, and you're gonna have Fortnite thrown in your face, play for free, blah blah blah, and your kids are gonna be like, Fortnite. You're gonna be like, yo, let's make our own Fortnite. You're gonna click that button there, lad, right? And what we're gonna do, instead of watching that guy on YouTube play Minecraft, we're gonna sit here and watch this guy show us a virtual reality spectator screen, or this guy show us how to do volumetric fog and ray tracing in the game, or we're going to watch this guy do background blur or lighting scenarios, or the new metahumans. Gee, mate, look at the detail in the face, bruh. This is new, and I don't even want to touch this yet. Car configurator. These are all free lessons. Chaos Destruction demo. Face AR sample. Virtual camera, pixel streaming demo. The pixel streaming example shows how you can make an Unreal Engine application running on a remote computer or stream its output to client web browsers on desktop and mobile devices. Composure Framework, Virtual Studio, Subway Sequencer. The sequencer example shows how to create film quality cinematic sequences using Unreal Engine 4's Sequence Editor. High-end demonstration of rendering and cinematic capabilities. I mean, they are the lessons on blueprints, all that kind of stuff. They're not short on free content in the marketplace, and they're really not short of lessons and content here. I mean, I'm literally only just seeing this. Do you want to know more about how to make an high-end mobile game? Damn, if that was just a high-end PC. I want it PC only, really, at first, because I don't want to be worried about cross-platforming. Particle effects demonstration, platformer game, tutorial, strategy game, tutorial. So, again, your strategy game can 100% be turned into a puzzle game. And again, you can see there, like, see how blueprints and C++ can work together in this sample. There's a top view camera, C++ artificial intelligence in in-game and main menus. I think it's a really good idea to have someone build a small platform and have educational puzzles dotted about the world in an immersive way that not only educates but entertains. I think within gaming and development, that's where we need to be going. And again, I understand I'm at the moment building solely for entertainment and gaming purposes. But once I can make it a more open world, I will add places to go where it's more strategy game, it's more puzzle games. People need to understand that for the last month or two, I've been constantly having my mind blown by this engine, and the fact that it's called Unreal Engine, and it is Unreal. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely incredible that I struggle to find a word to actually explain the potential behind this software, given it's free. I mean, it's free. It's free. And not only is the software free, but the amount of educational content that's free. I mean, just look at that face. Do you remember Beowulf? The film, there's Ray Winston, Angelina Jolie and all that, and they're rendered in CGI and something. Well, that would have been done mocap with this kind of technology and engine. The PSO, whatever it is called, in Star Wars Rogue One, he was created within this engine. It's just incredible. It's the only problem I see with puzzles is computer power needed. That may be a big problem for the less privileged. See, the thing is, June, there's two problems in gaming. It's visual based and logic based. So the people with visual problems is where it comes to a big open world trying to be rendered through a shitty graphics card that can't keep up. So regardless of the in-game logic that the computer and the CPU has to put up with, some games throw so much graphics at a PC that the graphics card's just like, bruh, are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss? This thing got created on a £10,000 PC and you're throwing it at me. Like, come on. That's your graphics and visual problem, and it's a problem for many. Especially with the current times of the state of the graphics cards, with the crypto community swallowing up all the graphics cards for crypto mining rigs, it then leaves the gaming community actually struggling to get all the decent graphics cards. Now, for the puzzle-based logic and the strategy, it's all CPU-based. So, for instance, if you had a puzzle game where there wasn't any walking about, there was no platform level, and it was legitimately as basic as we can imagine, just a PDF, where they only let you go to the next page if you solved the page before, you'll be able to play that on most devices. And again, even on whether it's on the phone, the laptop, a computer, it will play it. The limitations are going to come when you add a lot of graphics and visual logic along with a load of in-game and puzzle logic. It's something I would struggle with now. Like, I can run around my game now with the 3,600 actors at ease, basically because there's no game logic. But the more AI I introduce, the more actors I introduce, and the more in-game logic of them all running around, it's going to crash on me and break down. We'd have to reduce the amount of active actors on the landmass to reduce to increase performance and reduce any lag on performance, should I say. Again, it all comes down to hello. Yeah, I mean, I've not looked much into the strategy and logic based games, to be perfectly honest, yet. And I have thought a lot about what kind of machine's going to be required and what kind of graphics card they're going to need to play my game. Now, I've got an RTX 2060. So as long as it plays smoothly on that will be the recommended graphics card that I recommend players get. And again, it's not cheap. It's 300 or 400 quid, depending where you buy it. Potentially 500 quid, depending where you buy it. It's not a cheap graphics card, but it will last several years until games come out that it can't play at all. Again, graphics cards actually die off faster than many people, or they used to anyway. The more recent ones have started staying around longer, like the 1060s, 1070s, 1080s and stuff like that, and any on their level, they're staying around for quite a bit. But yeah, no, June, you was completely right to question it, because not many people will see it that way. It's why all the logic and strategy based games back in the day had really bad graphics, because they didn't really have the CPUs to push it, and all the logic was being sorted by the CPU, and there was just no room left for good visuals. They just wasn't. Whereas now, someone sat in his room who's custom built a PC can go online and get some free software that enables him to do architecture, filming, animation, or live action to create puzzles and educational content, to make games, to do what I want to do what I felt I wanted to do since I left school, truly. The creator in me over the last few weeks has just been on a constant high regarding this. We've hit a few walls, we've deleted characters it took us 2 weeks to make, deleted them like that. And this is what I mean, you can spend weeks and weeks trying to perfect characters and stuff, and then you find something like that advanced locomotion system, and you're like, right, delete every character I've made because the dog. And let's use this and figure out how this bad boy works, because that just enables anyone to run around a world, to climb up and down, to jump, to sprint, to crouch. It's really good. It's got good collision. You could have mazes, no doubt. You could just create a big maze. And bear in mind the textures, as long as you ain't got like 2.4 8K textures and rendering, you want it in HD looking real. If you're happy with it looking polygon and cartoony, then you will have no performance issues on most machines. You really won't. You could create a 3D maze with the locomotion system, and within that maze place puzzles. Relatively easy. Again, I've not looked at the puzzle system or anything yet. I've not even looked at bouncing from level to level with the trigger volumes. We'll be doing that in a few weeks when we're a little bit more set up with the player. But yeah, that's basically the first video with an in-depth look at the world I'm building, of how easy it is to now just go on Unreal Engine, Epic Games, and begin to build and create your own world, your own game, your own movie, your own television series that you want to pitch to Netflix. Honestly, it's the new building that you want to pitch to developers in Manchester City Centre because you want to be an architect. You want to help your kid become an architect. You want to help your kid become a film developer, or the possibilities are endless, guys. It's gonna be a good ride, and I urge you to get on it if you're even remotely interested. I've deleted him for now, June, but he likely will be back. Let me just see if I've got a picture of him. He's almost definitely going to be back. If he's just going to be, if nothing else, he'll be a player you can just chase, and he's just going to chase you, and you'll just be killing him. Where's he actually gone? Did I just have it on my phone, Matt? Back to his on. I know where he is. Because this is the this is the zombie human, wasn't it? This was like the one. This is the one that's not mutated, basically. There he is. Stood in the world. He's deleted at the moment, but obviously I still own the mesh. We can bring him back in the game like that. We really can. We had him running about and chasing us a little bit, but again, the character that he was chasing was gone. Like you saw before, the artificial intelligence I've got in that jigsaw inventory, the artificial intelligence in there won't chase. Oh, no. I want that still open. The artificial intelligence within that system won't chase the character within that system without some ridiculous tweaking. And he wouldn't chase the guy in that system without... So we just deleted him. We got rid of him. But yeah, there he is. Is that the one you meant? Scott, do you know of Worcester? Nah, I don't, mate. Idea that this bull run XRP will at $13, mate. Well, I just wanted to hit a new all-time high first, but that's a mutated human. There's the ITF AI. That ITF soldier is not human. That's not human. There's no human in there. It's an ITF artificial intelligence soldier that patrols the base. I don't know how much story to give away. This is what I said to Jan the other week. I don't really want to do videos because no data coming again. Might go off here, guys. I will wait for it to come back on. It's gone excellent, so we should be okay. I said to Jan, I'm not sure how much exactly I want to share with people because I don't really want to spoil it, but I suppose the people who see it on the channel are not really... I hope you don't mind if I spoil it too much, but basically, like I said before, they had humans on the table, and the human that the character you're playing used to be human, but is now transhuman. He's transcended. He's become human / nanobot / cyborg, if you will, to break it down easily. But they're not human. They've had nanobot injections that's changed the makeup of the DNA. They're genetically modified. And although still slightly organic, no longer human. That isn't human. That is basically the process gone wrong, if you will. Or the process gone very... That's the process gone wrong. And then on the other side of the coin, the process can go very wrong, which is where the story of the game is actually going to build to. When you get to the end of the single player story and the lore of the actual world and universe, it will open up and be a open world. You'll choose a role as the character that you've progressed as. So as the used to be human that you've been playing as, you will then move on as them into an open world, playing as that character. You don't need him, creepy bastard. They'll only be on the moon, him, Junior. He ain't getting off the moon, him. He's not getting off the moon, him. They don't get off the moon, then. Like, you've actually got to get off the moon. We're on time schedule. Again, I don't really want to reveal too much of what's going to happen because it will stand as... A lot of it will stand as canon in the lore when it finally happens. But basically, there's been an outbreak. There's been a containment breach on the moon. We got some experiments and some of the research went wrong. Some of the humans didn't transcend the way they should have. And the previous vessel remains alive for some reason. Got to find out what that reason is. I ain't giving that away. There's the one, and again, we've mentioned nanobots and everything, so come to your own conclusions, but there will be background characters that have done things, that are doing things that people won't know about, so stuff's been done. And there might be a naughty doctor somewhere along the lines. Who knows? Who knows? But I appreciate his creepy bastard. He is a free asset, so again, for people who want the extremely cheap to take it, to not have to buy assets, you go on Mixamo for the free assets, and you can get loads of meshes and skins and stuff off there. Again, you will want to pass a lot of them over to a professional though, or learn to clean them up yourself, because they're not really AAA game ready, which is what a lot of people are going to be looking for, at least for the main character. You want the skin on your main character and your main characters to look pretty legit. And again, like that mutant there, he's just going to be a throwaway character that's only ever seen on the moon, and beyond the moon you won't really get any of them. So it can be a mixed mode character really. They're also limited to animations unless you learn to re-rig animations and stuff. So bear that in mind. If you're going on Unreal Engine to make an animated movie, get the advanced locomotion system and learn how to make animation montages, and learn how to trigger the montages in the sequencer with the camera looking at the character as you've triggered it, and record it and put it down, and you'll chip chop it, direct it, and you'll end up with your clip. We will get to that eventually because we'll be doing some cutscenes. So no doubt in the end, in the next several months, we will be doing some videos regarding doing some sequencer clips because everyone wants cutscenes in the game. We want the initial intro to be a cutscene before the character wakes up. But basically, as the character wakes up, it's going to be a cutscene, and then by the time he's through a few clothes on and got his bearings and what the hell we need to go that way, boom, it'll cut to the player controlling him. So once it comes to make that, we will be showing what we've done. But yeah, thanks June, appreciate that. Hopefully there'll be many more of them as we progress. The more I do, the more I learn, the more I retain, and I feel confident that I can actually come on and actually give some tutorials. So next stream, I'm actually going to show people, just if you want it, put it in the comments or message me. Otherwise, I'll just continue to show progress on mine. But if people want me to show them how to put the advanced locomotion system into a current project, or to create that project, start it and start building off it, just let me know and we'll have a little dive into that next week. Also, June, I will touch on the puzzles eventually. So if you don't get there before me, I should be able to help you out a little bit by the time you do get there. Guys, if you're interested in helping out, it doesn't have to be investing. No, I don't mean anything like that. I just mean legitimately increasing your skill set, helping with ideas or anything like that. Stay tuned for the next stream, and we'll officially, after that stream, start sharing Discord. We'll get in Discord, we'll have chats, we'll have chinwags, see how the community can begin to own the not because, again, I want you to own the game in the end. So why not own a little bit of the creation and have a say in what have I say in the story or the lore? But I kind of want insights within the character movements. I mean, am I being silly chasing the advanced locomotion just because it's got crouch, sprint, jump and climb and the footsteps, when I could probably pretty easily add footsteps, crouch, sprint to the other guy who moonwalks sideways? Am I just being funny about the guy who twists? Funny. Let me know. Aaron, you'll be getting more, mate. Is it Aaron or Aaron? If it's Aaron, say yeah. If it's Aaron, say no. Because I don't like saying people's names wrong when I'm talking directly to them. And I saw the double A, and although it's usually Aaron, some actually prefer Aaron. No for Aaron. And I do need some creep, June. We need some creep. We've got to be moving around the moon at night, scared, shitless. Even though it's a game, you got to be like, whoa, yo, he's got that. But we'll see what happens. I will go for every Sunday afternoon. I'll try and give a cheeky little update of where I'm up to every Sunday afternoon. Yeah. Sunday afternoons is game development stream day, yeah? Right, Aaron. Sweet Aaron. Respect. Sunday afternoons is now game development stream day. Some days I will talk more about, engage more with the comments, any questions people have got if they want to use the tech. But if it's a little dry of people who actually want me to show them how to do something, I will just be flicking back to my game and just developing it in front of people, just looking at the chats here and there. So let me know if you want tutorials on anything, and if I've found it out to an extent where I can give you the tutorial, I'll give it myself. If not, I'll point you in the direction of the tutorials I'm currently doing to learn what you want to learn, or the tutorials that I'll be going to when I get round to it. Afternoon, Chris. Really sorry, I'm ending the stream, mate, very, very soon, like actually right now, pretty much. So if you want to see it all, just give it a cheeky rewind and play from the beginning. I hope you enjoy it. It's extremely insightful regarding Unreal Engine and game development and world building with the Unreal Engine 4 software, as well as other things like making movies and stuff. We've only just touched on it. even though it's been an hour and 20 minutes nearly. Next week, we'll just show off more of the level, basically. Hopefully, I'll have the box trigger done from the hospital into the main landscape by next Sunday, and I can show it off how we could be able to run from the hospital, get through a door, and then it basically teleports us to the other level, meaning that we don't have to have everything in one place. We can have it all segregated, and blueprints will take us from one place to the other. Appreciate it, Chris. I hope you enjoy it, mate. Anyone's got any questions, let me know. And promise me this, if you're not that creative yourself and you think, oh, that's good, but not really me, if you've got children and your children are even remotely creative, if they're sat there watching Minecraft videos and watching videos of how to play games, just nudge them in to a few of the tutorials on how to actually make games. Download the Epic Games Unreal Engine. Open yourself a third-person shooter. Add the advanced locomotion system and run around it a little bit. And say to your kid, look at this game I'm making. You might spark a little bit of inspiration and turn the gaming time into extremely productive future career education time. Yeah, like, what kind of world do you think your kids are going to live in? And I understand that parents don't want I haven't got kids myself, but I understand parents don't want kids on games all the time. I see it with my nephew, my sister, and everyone else's kids. I understand it, I get it. But watching and consuming content where you're actually building the game is completely different. As I say, what kind of world do you think they're gonna live in? Do you want them to understand the augmented and mixed reality that's coming? Do you want them to understand the virtual reality that's coming? Well, it's all on the Epic Games engine for free. For free. So go get it. Yeah, I'm gonna go and get me tea. Enjoy the rest of your bank holiday. I actually didn't say happy bank holiday. Happy bank holiday, guys. Enjoy the rest of it. What's left. Ours has been a wet one today. We love crypto. We love gaming. And we love you. So take care of yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in Internet of Value. Live long and hodl it all until you're ready to let it go. Epic Games, Unreal Engine. Aptly named. Aptly named. Yeah. Take it easy, guys. Until next time. Peace out. I'm just going to type a little thanks for watching in there. If I can spell it right, we're going to remove that V because there's no V in watching. Thanks for watching. Peace.